payment strategy and its importance for operators' growth.
Good afternoon, guys. Welcome, everybody, again this afternoon. Starting to get a bit more busier now, so we can see people starting to come. So at least you've got people to talk to today, yeah? Ladies and gentlemen, we're here to talk about payment strategy and its importance for operator growth and things that are missing. Operators see payments as a cost. Now, what we need to do is understand where payments can actually become a revenue as well as becoming a cost center. So I've got some very wonderful people on the panel here today, and I will let them introduce themselves one by one. Gil, would you like to go first?
Yes, thank you very much. Hi, guys. I'm Gil, the owner and co-founder of PayConsult. We are helping iGaming operators with everything payments related, starting from PSP's onboarding, finding payment solutions, optimizing, cost saving, that we will speak a lot about this today, and everything payments, basically.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Karolis, introduce yourself.
Sure thing, Julian. Thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Karolis. I'm running payments in Alea. We're running the orchestration platform, helping operators to optimize and increase the revenue within their system and payment operations.
Thank you very much. Leah.
Hi, my name is Alea, and I'm the co-founder and director of Kaleo. We're a payments consultancy, and also founder of La Mecanica, which is a gateway that enables payment providers for our operators. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. Bob, are you a payment provider as well?
Actually, yes. So, CEO of Everest, we're one of the licensed crypto providers in Malta, and we do our own wallet infrastructure. So we literally have our own chain. So every euro, dollar, peso that comes in, we tokenize and transfer around the world fast, cheap, etc.
Superb. Excellent. Thank you, guys, and thank you for joining. We'll go straight into it because we're going to explore really how that operational necessity can really help. And I think payments as a sort of growth engine is something that is very interesting for the operators. Karolis, I'm going to ask you first. And this is from, let's say, from an operator side. I know you're not, but if you have that sort of head, because you deal with them and things like this as well. So they often see it as an operational function. What changes do operators see when they're actually using Alea's orchestration platform, the backbone? And where do they start seeing payments then as a sort of strategic growth? Or how do you make it a strategic growth for them?
Well, the key is we're giving them growth. We're giving back the control and... is everything okay? So we're giving them back the control and the consistency of the payments. As you mentioned, Julian, yourself, everyone tries to treat payments as just something good to have instead of building the operations around it. Everywhere you speak, or whenever you speak with the operators, they're so hooked up and they're focusing on traffic that much. And don't get me wrong, that's a good thing and it's very important. But I think they're missing the big point, because payments are something bigger. It is the continuum of acquisition, and it's a start of player retention risk and risk mitigation. So for that, you need to think, how do you implement the payments within your operations? Is it something just good to have, or just something as addition to and the continuum of the player's journey? So you can imagine players are coming to your casino, to your slots, and you want to be familiar with everything that they use on a daily basis. Because don't forget, even though you're running an online casino, players' habits and behaviors are shifted by e-commerce and day-to-day purchases. So focus on that, be in front of the new things that are popping up every single day, and make sure that client is aware of what they're exactly doing within the casino.
Yeah, I think as well, when you look at that, you can also see it as as the growth side of it, if they're looking at new jurisdictions, you know, they're looking at the type of payment methods. People need to understand what payment methods. Not like Visa's not going to work in every country, of course.
Correct.
You know, so they need the payment side of it to let them understand, let them know where to grow, so the growth can come from there as well. Gil, on your side of it, you look at optimization as well, and how the optimizing their own payments can actually work. What's the biggest financial upside that you believe that operators miss by not optimizing their payments? Is it a cost saving? Do they miss out on conversions, retention even, that we were mentioning?
Yes, so the part of payments in the infrastructure of every operator platform, even the smallest brand, the part of payments is becoming very crucial in this industry, of course, especially when we are talking about offshore licenses, not locally regulated, because the challenge of getting good performance is more challenging than, let's say, regulated company in UK. And if you look at it only as a cost and a burden in your operation, you are missing potentially increased revenue, which can come from payments if you do the structure correctly. If you, let's say, find the correct structure for cards and local APMs and localize each market, you can make an uplift that will open you more opportunities in each market. And let's say this very simple example: if you increase your approval rate by 10% because you make the correct, the optimized structure and the cascading in the cashier, and the players will manage to deposit. Because if the player comes and he is not able to deposit first time, he will go to another brand because the competition in the iGaming is crazy. And so if you make the extra mile and the player manages to deposit easily, it increases your approval rate, then increases your conversion rate, then you can get better traffic from affiliates. It will open you, it will unlock you opportunities in additional markets that PSPs and affiliates will be working with you. So it's much, much more wide than specifically payments aspect.
So the cost of payments is an investment.
Exactly.
Realistically, having those right methods and those right things in place essentially keeps that retention there. As you mentioned, if you have somebody that's going to come to your platform as an operator and they can't pay with their favorite method, they're going to go to somebody that has that favorite method. And essentially that then means you're losing retention, you're losing what's going on around the side of them as well, who they're speaking to, their friends, etc. They'll just move on to somebody else, and then the payments are cost then, as opposed to
and
growth.
I can see from my clients that the clients that have that are more successful in the industry are companies that start with payments. So my clients a lot of time come to me and tell me, Gil, I want to open this market, let's say Czech Republic example from today. What do we need there? And before I'm going to start this market, about traffic, etc., what do we need there? And then if they have already some PSPs that can already support this market, they will not need to onboard a new PSP, wait a lot of time, start the currency, develop the currency, etc., etc.
Absolutely.
So it's much more than
absolutely.
expense.
Leah and Bob, I'd like to get you involved in this side as well. So from your point of view, are we rebranding efficiency or are we giving them growth? Leah? Choose one.
All right, I'll jump on this. I think they're starting with adding efficiency. That is, I'll give you a sense. Like we just added load wallet, so you can top up. That takes acceptance rates up towards 98%, which is much higher than 7995 or Crypto 6051. The thing where we're seeing operators go to, so just beyond acceptance rates going up, is when they can actually buy something different, not just top up a wallet or buy crypto and use that, but actually buy an operator token, right? And if you're buying access or buying loyalty or something like that, then that turns into essentially like a gift card with breakage points, and then slowly but surely, like, they become the bank.
Yep. We've heard this time and time again today about where crypto is actually becoming the bank.
Yes.
Of choice now, and how it's expanding, and into the market, into the gaming market, we're seeing it more and more as well. And I like your point about creating a token that also brings loyalty,
Yes.
because that token could be utilized
And
with loyalty.
access. And by the way, just because we're in Italy, and I think we all know, like, I was just visiting the Capuchins the other day. Little monk things, really poor. No one's ever heard of them, really. They're part of the Franciscan. And then we went to the Vatican. What's the difference between the two? The papal bank, right?
Yeah.
Like, really. And like, and just because, again, we're here, like, we've all seen Narcos. What did Narcos become? What did the Cali cartel become at the pinnacle?
Ask
became the
a
bank.
HSBC, they may have a little kick on that one. So,
Just saying, become the bank.
Laia, would you like to jump into this?
If we add into the, if payments is bringing growth or efficiency, I think definitely, I mean, efficiency and, I mean, payments is all about growth and saving costs. And we can see from the user's perspective how obviously collecting all the transactions and the deposit, that's how you're going to bring revenue and have that player loyalty and keep them coming, and how the payments and the UI, UX is going to improve that player experience. That's one side of collecting the deposit from players. But then there's the other side, that with your payment partners, you need to get tick many boxes when it comes to compliance and fraud, and have them helping in, you know, with these different sides of having a payments infrastructure. So you need to look at it from the holistic, you know, above from management, on how much headcount you're gonna save thanks to your payment providers, right? Where they're gonna give you the KYC, where they're gonna reduce the fraud, where they're gonna allow you not to having to check manually every withdrawal that you need to process. So that's a headcount and reduce cost on salaries. So we're not talking only from the user perspective, but obviously reducing cost, you know, on your infrastructure and operational side. Right? And then I think Gil picked up on unlocking the next stage, right? When you accumulate, you know, and you go into you accumulate certain volume, then you're going to be unlocked into new providers. You're going to reduce cost by, you know, getting better fees or different payments and innovation. That's also going to help into this, you know, growing your revenue, right? So there's different, stages and where that's...
Thank you. It's about, again, it's about bringing the technology into it and the additional of. So payments isn't just about payments. As you mentioned, it's about the ability to do the KYC, the ability to have the transaction monitoring within the platform, the ability to save on the headcounts, to automate as much as you can. Therefore, the savings that the operator are making is what their growth is, because it's actually a revenue for them by not having to spend it, realistically. That brings us on to technology as well. From a gateway's perspective, and essentially showing that you're not just the cost to operators, can you help them grow not just through payments, but what innovations do you think, additional innovations that can put in? I know Bob will come up with something absolutely crazy, but it will work, I can guarantee it. You know, instant settlements, you know, is there something different? Is there something else that's missing?
Yeah, if I take that before he jumps into
That's
it,
why I let
crazy.
you do it first, because I know he's just going to talk, so...
You're going to put me on a spot after his... but obviously, I mean, with payments and from the gateway perspective, we can always help into, okay, I mean, it's all about what is your risk appetite when it comes to the operators, how much you want to risk, and obviously, you know, big boats, let's say, might have more difficult to go into crazy innovations or go for crypto, or probably they'll slash a part of the company to try it and test this innovation, but not everybody wants to go. I mean, I used to work at Trustly, and we did the pay and play, and there was a few years before the first operator really wanted to go for it. And
I literally remember it actually going live. I really do. Exactly. And it was an innovation.
That was an innovation, and it took us years to talk about it, right? So, you know, a market leader is the one that really says, okay, I'm going to go for it, right? So But yeah, as a gateway, we can guide a little bit. Okay, what's your strategy? Do you want to really be innovative in this market or not? I mean, we can help from expanding to new markets. We can help into giving you stats on providers that are already live with us. So, okay, this, you know, we can help into what is the phase of your company. Are you a startup? Are you a medium? Are you a tier one? So you can go this way, this direction, so we can help there. But definitely when it comes to innovation, we have plenty of payment providers that have great ideas, right? Innovative, that they need, you know, our help to push it out there. So,
and I think it's, an operator needs to take that step. They need to grab it and go, okay, let's see how it's going to work. Because it doesn't matter what you've got. Pay and Play was a perfect example. It took so long for that to be brought on. Crypto now, again, people are sort of holding back. They're sort of, wait, is it the right time, you know? I think we've seen more movement in it and things like this. But Bob, same to you. You know, what on your side? Real-time settlements, blockchain rails, digital identities. All of this can be utilized on the blockchain. They sound futuristic. Are operators really going for this now?
Yes. So...
I was going to say that was the shortest answer ever, and we'll move on.
Yeah,
But
I'll try to give you a sense of what we're seeing in the market. So, you know, does every operator want time, distance, cost reduced? And fundamentally, like if you think about the internet, that's actually what happened to data. Its cost went to zero, it went global, and time was nearly instant with data. And now we're seeing the same thing happen with payments, and it's usually with stablecoins, right? And so we've seen MasterCard, Coinbase, Stripe all start acquiring Bridge, BVNK, et cetera, for their different verticals. And those are payroll, it's cross-border. And so now we're all seeing, well, what's going to be the stablecoin license and infrastructure to take the entire Forex and gaming market. And they are absolutely lined up. They know it's coming. So, yes.
As we've seen today with the Genius Act, with Mika, you know, coming in as well. So it's still, you know, Europe, rest of the world. How do we link them together so that we actually do get something that is global? Because I think that's what everybody needs, is a global sort of market side. That's going to bring us on sort of to regulation then as well. Gil, payments innovation runs faster than regulation. Everything's being innovated, but the regulation seems to be catching up. We had it with stablecoin, when then Mika's come in, now the Genius Act. Stablecoin, is USDT a security? We'll never know, but Mika doesn't think. Mika thinks it's definitely not the right thing to go. But what do you? How can operators, should I say, how can they stay compliant while still being innovative on payments?
So I think the key for that is to be flexible and diversity. So if you offer only fiat solutions in specific markets, you're working with one, two, three big PSPs, and you have a dependency on your payment orchestration, you can plan your short-term strategy. You cannot be ready for changes in the market, in the regulation. You cannot accept players in specific segments. So I think diversity is the key. Operators need to offer fiat, crypto, and they need to adjust, they need to focus and customize their offerings per player. So if the player is coming from crypto channel, is more crypto-oriented, you need to give him all the options to make a deposit with crypto, a wallet in crypto, etc., etc. But that's not enough if you want to get players from all segments. You need to have both options in the cashier. And as I said, to target the player, send the player to the relevant option. Now, if we are talking about changes in regulation, you need to have multiple solutions in place. And to be prepared that if there is a change in the compliance environment and the regulation, your PSP will support you and they will not tell you, we cannot help you if you don't do ABC. The setup needs to be flexible. I see a lot of operators, especially platform providers, that make one flow that will be relevant for this specific solution, but they are not flexible. And if you want to make a change in the integration or in the structure or in the offering, you need to, let's say, rebuild the product instead of small adjustments. And I think it's a key because I haven't seen in my life a roadmap that was fully, let's call it, delivered. There are always surprises on the way, and you need to have a flexible product to be ready for every surprise.
Of course. So essentially, you need that crystal ball, guys. Okay. So everybody needs to go out, buy a crystal ball, understand where the regulation is going to be coming from, or if not, as you're saying, prepare for it. The operator needs to be fluid on its payments. You need to have those backups and need to be able to ensure that it's not about you doing things wrong. It's about you trying to prevent losing people and players, etc., to when the regulator catches up, correct?
Yeah, because today I see a lot of companies that giving 80% of their volume to one PSP. What happens if tomorrow this PSP decides that it doesn't accept this market because of changes in regulation, changes in internal compliance or risk appetite? Then okay, maybe you have two more backups that giving you 20%, but you don't know how they will perform for your 80%. Exactly. You don't know if particular beans or particular deposit will go through. That's why I think you need to be ready for the day and give each PSP, let's say, not equivalent amount of volume, but not to do 80-20, give some more option and test
so waterfall it a bit more, allow that spread to go.
And find the strong points of each PSP, where he's stronger, and give him this part of traffic, tell him why you don't give him the other part, make them work for you.
Make them understand, exactly. Karolis, what's the next frontier for the operators? We've talked about crypto. We've talked about the instant payments. We've not mentioned instant payments. You know, is this a necessity? Cross-border settlements. We know how tough it is with cross-border. We understand. You know, the US dollar is a fun currency to work with, as we all know. Or even embedded finance. You know, what are you looking at now with Alea? How are you looking at the next thing?
I mean, it's everything and a bit more. So if we would look at instant settlements, overall instant payments, 2-3 years ago, that was something good to have, or just for VIPs only. Now it's just an attachable part of the operations. As Bob mentioned, crypto overall, it's like a very big thing, and cross-border stablecoin payments. We look at the numbers. Visa does what? Around 16 trillion in volumes per year. Crypto stablecoins do 9 trillion now. So it catches up very quickly. And I think crypto's cross-border settlements, stablecoin settlements are building just the new network, how to move funds within the cross-border. And even now, the biggest bank network, SWIFT, they are now trying to find the ways how to connect stable coins behind it, so the banks would still use the old school network that we're using today, just to change the background, what's happening behind. So it's everything, and you know, we have to follow the buzz, and then we have to see the charts. So agentic payments is going to be a new thing that will influence behavior and habits of how payments are being made and how users are spending the money on day-to-day basis. Moving from PSD2 to PSD3, that again will add additional secure layer for how we move funds and how much data we can get from the users to use within the casino, to use within day-to-day purchases, and that's how we can build the product that meets the standard of today's person.
Yeah, with regards to the sort of instant payment side of it as well. Now, earlier this month or last month, with SEPA and all, we had the VOP coming in, the verification of payee as well, which gives, I think, the operator a security as well, because it's when they're doing those transactions, they actually understand that these transactions are going to who they think they're going to as well.
100%. I was very vocal about that. Again, looking back, operators back in the days, they were checking and having immense customer support teams just to match the IBAN with the name.
Yeah.
Now it's solved. So again,
it's solved in an instant.
Not in an instant, but it gives you an edge. So
yeah.
you can make sure that, again, what we discussed, efficiency. It increases the efficiency and reduces the cost for the operator as well.
Efficiency saves them the money.
100%.
Which then gives them the more revenue. Alea, can partnerships between fintechs and operators create a really good infrastructure and a good ecosystem for them? Embedded finance, etc., and things like this. Can you see that reduce the fragmentation?
I mean, it's a bit complex question, I would say, but like fragmentation allows...
We'll make it as complex as quick.
Yeah, let's make it fast. No, fragmentation allows to master really what you're doing and also charge for it. But at the same time, exactly, we see that operators are more and more creating their own in-house gateways and PSPs and merchant of record to control every part of the way, which on its turn, I think it would then make it a little flexible for them to maybe, move. I mean, you always need to compromise something, right? Or you might have control on one thing and then not so much flexibility to move away, or have something new coming in, a lot of layers of decisions to, have innovation coming, or, implementing different parts of that. So that's my 2 cents there, I think.
Thank you. So I'm aware of the timing, and I haven't got any devil eyes yet, so I'm doing okay. It's smiles all around. We'll check something out there very quick. Will operators ever stop being at the mercy of payment providers? I said, will operators ever stop being at the mercy of payment providers, or will owning their own payment stack become essential for growth?
So going back to the theme of be the bank, every operator...
You could tell why it came straight to you, Bob, can't you?
Oh my goodness.
And that's it, we're finished, Bob. Sorry, you can't talk. No, carry on, carry on.
It's stunning. Look, I spent a lot of time talking to operators, and it's almost I have a filter now to find out, like, how smart and aggressive is this management team? Do they understand that if they don't do a vertical stack, which is own a good chunk of this operational piece internally, if they don't, newspapers in 1996, they're dead. And the only question is, do they know it? And there are other guys that are like, and the bigger ones get it now. They want their own, either a partnership where they own a piece of it, or they certainly want all the infrastructure to do wallets, transactions, monitoring, identity. They know they need it, at least the bigger ones and the guys that are aggressive and want to stay around for the future. So yes, that's the way the world's going.
Thank you. Guys, I'm aware now that we're over, and now that the eyes will come in. So look, it's the watch tap. We could talk about this for ages, and I'm sure like the operators actually need to understand that the payments are here to help them earn money, and they can earn from the payment side of it, whether it be payment side of it, whether it be jurisdiction side that can be helped, whether it's different types of payments on crypto side and what it can offer there as well. But I think we've closed this very well. And ladies and gentlemen, will you please put your hand together for a fantastic panel.